Okay, for the next step in this build, we need to solder on the resistors. We have 5 in total, two 2.2 k ohm resistors here, and 3 LED circuit resistors that are 220 ohm here, A, B, and C, for A, B, and C here. Now, we've already soldered on, LED stands for light emitting diode. We've soldered on standard diodes here. I'm probably going to have to go back, desolder those, and put on the LEDs that I ordered. Totally forgot about those. This is for the right hand side, and I guess the LEDs go in on top, but I need to see if it's supposed to be surface mount or if it is supposed to be Thru-Hole. The ones I ordered are Thru-Hole, and that's the link they had on the website. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now we'll just focus on soldering the 5 resistors at the top. Alright, the first ones we're going to do are the 2.2 k ohm resistors. I hope the camera stays focused here. I've been having some issues with it. Resistors can go in either way with the color bands here. Just for consistency's sake, I want to have the gold on the bottom. It doesn't matter though. They're not like diodes, which are directional. I mean, if I wanted to, I could put one way, one the other way. It wouldn't make a difference. I just insert it here through the holes after bending it. Bend outward on the back side. Pull it through. Grab the other one here. I bought these from Skycraft here. It's an electronic surplus parts store, and it looked like someone had desoldered this one or got some solder on it. Probably had it in series or something in a wire. So hopefully this goes through without me having to clean it, and of course it does not want to go through, so I'm going to take that off, turn my fan on. We're going to clean this up real quick. Just desoldering it, melting the solder, letting the fumes go into the fan. Okay, solder's melted off, clean that. Where's my... Tin the iron before we store it. Prevent it from oxidizing. Alright, let's try inserting this again. Pull it in through the other side. Alright. Physically, well, the paint's different, that's why I was going to say they look like different sizes physically, but the rating is the same. Now we're going to flip over. I'm going to solder these joints. Okay. Now, to make it easier, you can add solder flux, which I do have on hand, but this shit is messy as hell. This particular brand anyway. Picked this up at the Hamcation here in Orlando, Florida. But there is flux in the center of this solder, and this is just standard electrical grade solder that you can buy at Home Depot. Burns-O-Matic is the brand, and you see it's silver bearing rosin core solder. This is a lead-free solder, and instead it uses silver. It's more expensive, but it's safer. Now your leaded solders are going to create a shinier, better joint, but you know, for health reasons, I try not to use leaded solder. But both models will have flux in the center. We shouldn't need it, but if we do, then I'll put some. So we go ahead, we clean the iron with the brass shavings, we tin the iron, the fumes rise to the fan, and what we want to do is we're going to create a bridge with the little bit of solder that's there, and we're going to add solder into that bridge and then add it to the other side of the joint. So we're going to touch the joint with the bridge, creating a bridge, add more to the bridge, and then add more to the side. That's the easiest way to do it. Let's see how we can do this here. The way this is soldering, it may need... Okay, that came out alright. Make sure you have plenty of heat. Now that came out okay. What I don't like is the way it pulled the solder. I don't like how it pulled the solder up like that, but the joints themselves are fine. I'm going to see if I can reflow. We don't have enough heat. Try to get my joints as clean as possible. We're going to go ahead and cut the leads back now. If you don't have a pair of snips yet, I bought these off of Amazon. These are really good. Let's try and get the model number. CHP 170. Oh, you couldn't really see it there. I'm gonna go ahead and cut. I mean, they just make it so easy. Ugh. Alright, those are on. Now we gotta do the remaining 3. Alright, now time for the 220 ohm resistors. Red, brown. Inconsistent, want to keep the gold. Well, I guess you can't keep it facing down for the center one, so I'm just going to have it face right. The other good reason to use gloves is to keep your greasy fingers off the damn contacts, because that can get frustrating. You get those pads dirty, and then you're gonna have to clean them. Because when you're pushing this stuff in, you're gonna get fingerprints everywhere. That can make soldering kind of difficult. The solder will not adhere to dirty pads. So the best way to clean them is to use 99% alcohol. For a while I used 91%. You want less water in there. Electrical grade alcohol cleaner is, I believe, 99. Alright, so we got those in. Just go ahead and flip it over. Tip. Pull some solder here. 10. Remember, less is more. This doesn't need a lot of solder on these joints. Should take about 2 seconds for each joint to make sure there's enough heat. And to make it easier, especially if you're not really good at this, do one at a time and snip away the excess leads from the resistors, because they do get in the way. They are a pain in the ass. Those are on. Snip away. Snip away. Okay. And those are now soldered on. So the resistors are done.